Another first-time heavyweight was Brenda Raganot from Kent, Washington. Just about everyone had her pegged to win the overall title. Working as a postal employee, she got hooked on bodybuilding after trying many other sports in high school.
Actually, in high school, I've only done like basketball, soccer, and tennis, and softball. I played the usual sports. But once I touched the weight, this is it. I said, this is the one. Other than that,
Coming up, the middleweights, when our nationals coverage continues. All right, Linda, Jody is certainly symmetrical, and coming onto the stage now, our first middleweight. Here is Brenda Raganot from Kent, Washington.
Yes, and I see that she's competed this year, so this is her second competition, and that takes a lot. Until she's in great shape, she didn't let that first competition affect her condition for this show.
Brenda is married, works at the post office, seriously training for 3 years now, and says that muscles look sexy.
Well, muscles are sexy, Joe. They're very sexy, and they look good on her, too. She's, and that's nice. It's nice when you see a woman and she can put the muscle on and still have that flair and that feminine look, and she presents herself very well.
Interesting story as to how she got into bodybuilding.
well, I walked into a magazine store and I saw Rachel McLish, a book that she made. It was called Flex Appeal, and I just loved the way the muscles looked on her. It looked so sexy, and I just said, that's what I want to look like. So I joined the local gym, and the first day I walked in there and I saw the weights, and I said, this is what I want to do.
Yes, Brenda said she was inspired by Rachel McLeish, Corey Everson, and six-time Ms. Olympia Linda Murray.
Well, I'm honored. Thanks. You know, I understand where she's coming from because I was inspired by Corey Everson, Carla Dunlap, and Rachel McLeish. And, you know, I'm really honored in knowing that there are 5 mandatory poses that each athlete has to perform at the NPC Nationals. Brenda Raganot will perform those 5 poses. The first pose is a front double bicep. This is showing the bicep, looking at the shoulder, her chest, down to her small waist, looking down at the legs, showing the quadricep, the separation in the quadricep, and then down to the calf. The second pose is abdominals and thighs. In the main area, the abdominals and the thighs. But here, looking at the chest, going down, the thickness of the abdominals, looking for the shape of the abdominals. Down to the thighs, the separation of the thighs, looking at the teardrop. Great. The calves. Excellent. The third pose, side chest. Looking at the whole physique always. And here, you can see her shoulder, the striations in her shoulder, her tricep, her bicep, looking at her forearm, the small waist. The main area that they're looking at here is the chest, the thickness of the chest, going down, looking at the glutes, her hamstrings, her quadriceps, and down, looking at the calf. The next is side tricep. Again, the arm, looking at the shoulder, down looking at the tricep, the shape of the tricep. If you can see the definition and see that she's really been on a great diet and she's worked to get that. Looking at the forearm, her small waist, down, you can see the glutes, see her quadricep, her hamstring, see the separation in her calves. And the last pose, it's a back double bicep. Here we're looking at the back, a lot of definition in the back. Looking at all the definition in the back, the lower back. Looking at her shoulders here, up, seeing the bicep, the forearms. Then they're also looking at her glutes, how nice and tight they are, her hamstrings, and looking at the calves. And those are the 5 mandatory poses each athlete performs at the NPC Nationals.
Off to a big start is Brenda Raganot of Kent, Washington.
And Brenda has excellent symmetry. Look at that well-developed back, small waist, nice hips, nice leg size, nice calves, beautiful tan. She made a nice choice, too, as far as her posing suit.
You know, Linda, I noticed that Brenda seems very at ease on the stage, confident of herself. Are these some of the intangibles the judges really look for in a champion?
Yes, it's very important because that's part of being a professional bodybuilder. And that's what these athletes are trying to do, is turn pro. You want to look very comfortable on stage. You want to stand out from the rest, and Brenda does.
She began bodybuilding in 1984. She says she did it because she just wanted to get her body in better shape. Coming into this show, she thought she needed to work a bit on her hamstrings. Has she done the job?
Yes, her legs look very nice. Her body, I think she's very well proportioned. I love looking at her physique. She looks really great in a when she does a front lat spread. She looks great. Right there, that's the pose I like, Brenda. It looks wonderful.
She knows how to finish with a flourish. Brenda Raganot.